Have you ever gotten cozy under your blanket, ready for a good night's sleep, only to be interrupted an hour later by that all-too-familiar urge to rush to the bathroom? And just when you manage to fall back asleep, bam, you're awake again. Maybe it's 2 times a night, maybe 3 or even more. And by morning, instead of feeling refreshed, you're exhausted, groggy, and wondering how your body became your alarm clock. If that sounds like you, you're definitely not alone. In fact, millions of people over 60 experience what doctors call nocturia, frequent urination at night. And while it might seem like just an annoying part of getting older, it actually does much more than just steal your sleep. It steals your energy, affects your memory, weakens your immune system, and can even increase your risk of falls, depression, and high blood pressure. That's right. Missing out on deep, uninterrupted sleep doesn't just make you cranky, it can impact every corner of your health. But here's something you might not expect. The solution to this nightly nuisance might be right in your kitchen. Certain vegetables, yes, vegetables, have been shown to naturally support bladder health, reduce nighttime urgency, and help regulate the hormones and fluids that affect how often you pee at night. That's why in today's video, we're going to talk about the top 3 vegetables that can help eliminate frequent urination at night. These are simple, affordable, and easy to find at your local market. And when eaten regularly, they may help you sleep through the night without making multiple trips to the toilet. So let's settle in, get comfortable, and dive into the first vegetable that can make a real difference. Now, I know you've probably eaten celery before, maybe chopped into a salad, dipped in peanut butter, or cooked into a nice warm soup. But what you may not know is that celery isn't just a crunchy snack. It's actually one of the most powerful vegetables when it comes to supporting bladder function and reducing water retention. That's right. This humble stalk has been used for centuries as a natural diuretic, but it doesn't just make you pee more like some medications do. What it actually does is help your body regulate when you release fluids. So, instead of holding on to excess water all day and releasing it at night, celery helps your body flush out extra fluid gradually and evenly during the day. And that means fewer nighttime trips to the bathroom. But celery does more than just help with fluid balance. It's also packed with compounds that reduce inflammation, especially in the bladder and urinary tract. You see, when your bladder is irritated or inflamed, even a small amount of urine can trigger that strong urge to go. That's why some people feel like they need to pee every hour, even when their bladder isn't full. Celery contains 2 powerful antioxidants, apigenin and lutein, that help calm that irritation and reduce the nerve sensitivity that leads to urgency. On top of that, celery is incredibly hydrating, which might sound counterintuitive at first. I mean, if you're trying to stop peeing so much at night, shouldn't you avoid watery foods? Not necessarily. In fact, proper hydration during the day is one of the best ways to reduce nocturia. If your body is dehydrated all day, it goes into catch-up mode at night, triggering more fluid retention and more nighttime urination. Celery is made up of over 95% water, but because it's digested slowly with fiber and minerals, it helps hydrate your body in a balanced, gentle way, without flooding your kidneys all at once. So how can you use celery to your advantage? The key is to eat it earlier in the day, preferably before 4 p.m. That gives your body time to flush out any excess water while you're still up and active, rather than processing fluids overnight. Try having a celery-based salad for lunch with some lemon and olive oil. Or add chopped celery to a morning smoothie with cucumber, apple, and a bit of ginger. You can also boil it into a broth with onions and carrots, something light and easy on your digestion. And if you're not a big fan of raw celery, don't worry. Cooked celery still offers many of the same benefits, though it's best to avoid high-sodium soup versions that can actually worsen water retention. Try steaming it or simmering it lightly. Keep the salt low and add herbs like parsley or thyme instead. It's also worth mentioning that celery is great for your blood pressure, your digestion, and even your brain health. So if you're looking for a multitasking vegetable that helps you sleep better, feel lighter, and avoid constant bathroom breaks, this one deserves a spot on your plate. Now that we've talked about celery and how it can calm an overactive bladder, regulate your fluid balance, and reduce inflammation, let's keep going. Because while celery is powerful, it's just the beginning. There's another vegetable, bright in color, rich in flavor, that's especially helpful for seniors dealing with nighttime urgency. And that vegetable is none other than pumpkin. Yes, pumpkin. This vibrant orange food isn't just for fall pies or Halloween decorations. It's actually one of the best-kept secrets for anyone struggling with an overactive bladder, especially at night. Now, when we talk about pumpkin, we're not just talking about the sweet stuff that comes in a can with sugar and spice. We're talking about real, fresh pumpkin, or even unsweetened pure pumpkin puree, that's loaded with bladder-friendly nutrients. What makes pumpkin so effective? It's all about the seeds, the flesh, and the special compounds they contain that support bladder control. Let's start with one of the key benefits. Pumpkin is rich in beta-sitosterol, a natural plant compound that's been shown to reduce inflammation in the bladder and lower urinary tract. If you've ever had that urgent, can't hold it feeling that pulls you out of bed in the middle of the night, inflammation is often part of the problem. Just like with joint pain or swelling, your bladder can get irritated, especially as we age. And when the bladder lining is inflamed, it becomes much more sensitive to even the smallest amount of urine. That's what triggers those frustrating wake-up calls at 2 or 3 a.m. But pumpkin steps in like a gentle healer. It calms the tissue, eases that hypersensitivity, and helps your bladder stretch and hold more urine comfortably, so you can sleep longer without feeling that urgent need to go. That means fewer nighttime interruptions and more deep, restful sleep. But that's not all. Pumpkin is also high in magnesium, and that's huge. Magnesium is a mineral that helps relax the muscles of your bladder, allowing it to hold urine more effectively. In fact, studies have shown that magnesium supplementation can significantly reduce the number of times people wake up to urinate at night. And instead of reaching for pills, you can get that benefit naturally through magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin. What's more, pumpkin is a great source of antioxidants and fiber. And here's something a lot of people don't realize. Fiber plays a big role in bladder health. When your digestive system is backed up or sluggish, something many seniors deal with, it can put extra pressure on the bladder. That pressure makes it harder to hold urine and increases the chances of leakage or urgency. By keeping your digestion regular and smooth, pumpkin helps reduce that pressure and supports your bladder's ability to function normally. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. How do I even eat pumpkin if it's not Thanksgiving? The truth is, it's actually really versatile. You can steam it, roast it, mash it like potatoes, or blend it into soups. One of my favorite ways to use it is to mix plain pumpkin puree into a warm oatmeal breakfast with a sprinkle of cinnamon and chopped walnuts. It's delicious, filling, and incredibly good for both your bladder and your heart. And don't forget about pumpkin seeds, also called pepitas. These little seeds are like tiny powerhouses for your bladder. Just a small handful contains magnesium, zinc, and healthy fats that nourish the muscles and nerves that control your ability to hold urine. Snack on them in the afternoon instead of salty chips, and you'll be giving your bladder a calm, steady boost of support. The timing, once again, matters. Try eating your pumpkin or pumpkin seeds earlier in the day. Think breakfast, lunch, or early dinner. That way, your body has time to absorb the nutrients and balance fluid retention well before bedtime. And remember to drink most of your fluids before evening, too. Hydration is important, but flooding your system after 7 p.m. can undo all the good these vegetables are doing. Pumpkin is one of those foods that surprises people. It's gentle on your system, but it's strong in its effects. For seniors who've been waking up night after night, it can be a real game changer. And the best part? It's tasty, comforting, and fits perfectly into both savory and sweet dishes. Whether you're adding a scoop to soup or enjoying roasted chunks with herbs, pumpkin is more than a seasonal treat. It's bladder support in every bite. Now, with both celery and pumpkin in your corner, your body is already getting a head start on balancing fluids, reducing urgency, and calming your bladder. But we're not done yet, because there's still one more vegetable to talk about. One that works quietly behind the scenes to support your kidneys, reduce nighttime fluid buildup, and help your body rest instead of rush to the bathroom. And that vegetable is none other than asparagus. Now, you might be raising an eyebrow thinking, wait a minute, Doesn't asparagus make you want to pee more? That's a fair question. Yes, asparagus is a natural diuretic, meaning it helps your body release excess fluid. But that doesn't mean it causes overactive urination. Quite the opposite, actually. When eaten during the day, asparagus can help your body flush out the extra water and salt it doesn't need before bedtime. That way, instead of your kidneys working overtime in the middle of the night, they've already done their job while you were still awake and active. This helps your bladder stay calmer and emptier during the night, which means fewer wake-ups, longer sleep cycles, and better rest overall. But there's another powerful reason asparagus deserves a place on your plate. It's a kidney-supporting powerhouse. You see, the health of your kidneys and bladder are deeply connected. If your kidneys aren't filtering waste and fluid properly, your body tends to retain that fluid all day long, and it often gets dumped out at night. That's a big reason why nocturia becomes such a problem as we age. Our kidneys slow down, and our fluid balance gets thrown off. Asparagus contains compounds called asparagine and fructooligosaccharides. Don't worry, no need to remember the names. These support kidney detoxification and feed the good bacteria in your gut, which also helps reduce inflammation throughout the urinary tract. When your kidneys are happy and your bladder lining is less irritated, your body doesn't feel the need to sound the alarm every few hours during the night. And here's something most people overlook. Asparagus is rich in folate, vitamin K, and antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress in the bladder walls. Oxidative stress is like rust inside your body. It irritates tissues, speeds up aging, and makes everything more sensitive. By lowering that irritation, asparagus helps your bladder feel fuller without triggering urgency. As with the other vegetables we've talked about, timing is important here too. You don't want to eat asparagus right before bed. That might stimulate your kidneys at the wrong time. But having a serving with your lunch or early dinner, maybe roasted with a little olive oil and lemon, is a perfect way to support your urinary system when it can do the most good. And don't worry about the temporary smell in your urine after eating asparagus. That's completely normal and harmless. It's caused by sulfur compounds that your body breaks down, and it's not a sign of infection or anything harmful. If anything, it means the asparagus is doing its job. Now, let's take a step back for a moment. Think about what we've talked about today. 3 simple vegetables: celery, pumpkin, and asparagus. Not expensive, not hard to find, and certainly not complicated to prepare. But each of them brings something special to the table. Celery helps you release fluid steadily during the day, calm an inflamed bladder, and avoid sudden urges at night. Pumpkin supports muscle relaxation, reduces bladder sensitivity, and provides magnesium and fiber to keep everything working smoothly. And asparagus gently detoxifies your kidneys, encourages natural fluid release earlier in the day, and protects the bladder lining from irritation. Together, these 3 vegetables form a kind of natural night shift team, quietly working behind the scenes to make sure your bladder doesn't interrupt your rest. And when your sleep improves, so does everything else. Your energy, your memory, your mood, your immune system, even your balance and confidence. Now maybe you're wondering, can just a few vegetables really make that much difference? Here's the truth. Small, consistent choices can change everything. It's not about doing a full diet overhaul overnight. It's about making manageable swaps, adding a few stalks of celery to your lunch, stirring pumpkin into your oatmeal, or serving asparagus with your evening meal a few times a week. These aren't radical changes, but the results can be surprisingly powerful. And if you're thinking, well, I've tried so many things already, I hear you. It's frustrating to deal with the same problem night after night. But please don't give up. Your body still listens to you. It still responds to good care. And often it's the gentle, consistent habits, not the extreme ones, that lead to lasting improvement. So I encourage you, give your body the calm and nourishment it needs. Let these vegetables become part of your rhythm, not just for your bladder, but for your whole health. And as you start to sleep better, even if it's just 1 less bathroom trip per night, that's progress. That's your body saying, thank you,